Hey, Mike.
Hey. We were already talking, but hey.
But hey again. Welcome to Chicago.
Thanks.
So Don't Think Twice, out in theaters July 29th.
Yep.
And takes place in Chicago, actually.
The movie takes place in New York.
In New York, but then there were references to like
There's references
Naperville
to
in Chicago is what I should say.
Yes,
That's right.
The movie has like this documentary footage at the beginning about Chicago and the Compass Players and Second City and kind of the birth of this improv art form here. And then it takes place in a theater, an improv theater in New York City that
It's
just
like Donald Trump wants to take the theater over.
that's
that
right.
whole thing.
It
Yes.
just sort of lost its lease, and so yeah. And then there's a reference to Naperville, partly because my friend Chris, who was at the sneak preview at the Music Box, lives in Naperville with his
No
wife.
kidding.
Yeah, and he was in my improv group,
Naperville,
and
yeah.
he was in my improv group in college, and then there's a little autobiography with him involved with the movie.
And so talk about, I know the concept for this movie, is it true your wife kind of helped you formulate
Yeah,
it?
it was an observation she made one night at improv show I was doing in New York at that British Citizens Brigade Theater, where she said, you know, it's amazing when I watch the group, because on that given night it was like Ellie Kemper and A.D. Bryant, who's from Chicago, and a bunch of Chris Gethard and Tammy Sager, who were in the movie, and just a bunch of different improvisers. And she goes, you know, everyone is kind of equally talented and funny, but yet that person's a movie star, and that person's on SNL, and that person, lives on an air mattress in Queens. And I just thought, like, not only is that a great observation, but it's just a whole movie. Like, I could instantly picture this kind of big, chill comedy set in the world of an improv theater, and these characters kind of facing these life questions in their 30s of like, what do I do?
Yeah.
What happens when somebody makes it and the rest of the people don't?
Yeah. Now I know with this film you wrote, directed it, but how do you write an improv movie where actual improv scenes take place? Were those actual improv scenes, or how does that work?
You just try to make it feel on the page as real as it would feel in life. At the time I was doing a regular improv show at UCB called Mike Birbiglia's Dream, and so some of like the suggestions, like when my character says, when Gillian's character says, has anyone had a hard day? Like, I would ask that. I would be the moderator in the shows, and some of the suggestions in the movie are from real shows. So like someone actually did say one night, I just saw my dad for the first time in 10 years. Where did you see him? He was driving a taxi cab, and he picked me up in the car. I was like, are you serious? That actually happened? She was like, yeah, actually. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna try to put that in the movie. And so a lot of stuff, so it's sort of pulled from life, but ultimately I wrote it. It's surprisingly written for a movie about improv, and I would just sort of write, and then, these actors are so talented and funny that I would want them to say everything in their own words. And so there's a lot of stuff that is, people's version of it, the actor's version of it.
Because it seemed very real. Like the improv scenes were happening, which
that's the goal.
Yeah.
That's the goal,
Yeah.
and we got real audiences, which is key. I mean, one of the things about Sleepwalk with Me, and there's a lot of stand-up comedy scenes, and when we got in the edit, we realized that like our stand-up comedy scenes with extras felt kind of fake, and I was like, I want real people. With Sleepwalk with Me, we actually picked up a lot of footage during the edit of just me going around New York City to comedy clubs and just stealing footage of me performing. And so that's what we used in the edit. This time around, I was like, no, we need like real fans of improv to be watching these scenes.
And you can tell, I think it makes a difference.
I think so too. It
Yeah.
injects like a certain amount of energy in it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I had this thing, we did a sneak preview at the Music Box last night, and it was the most exciting that any screening has been since we premiered the film at South by Southwest in March.
Really?
Yeah, the energy in the room was just electric, and it was so exciting. I mean, and it's thrilling because the 29th and 30th, Ira Glass, who's one of our producers, is coming to town to do like 4 or 5 Q&As at the Music Box. So he's a Chicago guy originally. So that's exciting.
July 29th, movie comes out. What
Yeah.
else do you want people to know? Anything else?
I just think it's a very special film. I saw it at the Music Box last night again. And first of all, that's one of the best theaters in America. I would see it there, and bring your group of friends, because you can kind of talk about, it's a movie about friends and friendship, and you can sort of go out afterwards and talk about what you feel like you've missed out on in life, and
It makes you think.
what you're jealous of from your friends.
Well, thank you so much, Mike. So great
Thanks.
to meet you.
Thank you. You too.
July 29th is when the film comes out.
Very
Cool.
exciting.
Don't think twice. Thank you.
Flashing.